Okay, council, call this meeting to order, our regular council meeting for March 16th, and ask Chander to do roll call, please.
Okay, Member Klopp,
Present.
Member Becker,
Present.
Member Groot, Member Harris,
Present.
Member Hessel,
Present.
Member Lamport,
Present.
Member Sangster,
Present.
Member Walden,
Present.
and I have regrets from Member Whetstone.
Okay, we have quorum. Thank you, councilors. At this time, disclosure of pecuniary interest for this meeting. Anyone have anything to declare? Seeing none, if there's something comes up, please notify the clerk. I need a mover and a second to approve the agenda as printed, or is there anything else somebody want added? Seeing none, Councillor, Deputy Mayor and Councillor Walden moved and seconded, agenda as printed. All those in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. We're at 4 consent agenda, 4.1 through to 4.8. Oh, you're right. I apologize. I had the wrong agenda. I'm at the Committee of Adjustment. Sorry about that. I didn't know it was here. We did call order. We'll consider that done. Approval of agenda for the Committee of Adjustment, March 16th. No, I did the other one. Councillor Groot, Councillor Harris, seconded. Approval of agenda as printed. We did that. Disclosure of pecuniary interest. Seeing none. 4.1 Committee of Adjustment meetings from January the 12th. Motion to receive. Councillor Harris, seconded by Councillor Sangster. All those in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Is there any business arising? No business arising from that. We're at 5.1, a minor variance application, MV 06-225 36-40 Deer Ridge Lane. Owner Larry Otten, Contracting Inc. And Sandra, our planner, go ahead. Sarah. It's been a long day.
That's all right. Thank you. Through your worship, I'm just starting the formal presentation here. As noted, this is for minor variance MV06 2025 for lands at 36-40 Deer Ridge Lane, owned by Larry Otten Contracting and the applicant Larry Otten. So this application requests a variance to section 26.9.9b, which requires that multi-unit attached dwellings must have a 3-meter interior side yard on the unattached side of the property. The variance seeks to permit a 1.5-meter side yard as a reduction to that 3-meter requirement. The image on the left here in the slide is a 2020 aerial view of the subject property. You'll note the triangle orientation of that, and that helps lend to the request by the applicant for the 1.5 meters just to the configuration of the property. The lands are zoned R2-9 residential medium density special zone, and they are designated residential in the Blue Water official plan. The image on the top right and bottom right are street view images of the structure or the location of the proposed structures. And just a note for the 2020 aerial view, there have been other buildings and structures built on the lands adjacent to this. This is the last one in the series coming along here on Deer Ridge on this side. This is the plan as provided by the applicant. All other provisions proposed do meet the zoning bylaw. So the one we're speaking for today is the far west property line or the interior property line to the most far west unit. This application has been circulated for agency public comment as well as neighbors. Public Works advises there is a stormwater easement, and they also did a recommendation for a condition for a lot grading and drainage plan, demonstrating that the reduction to 1.5 meters will not have negative impacts on the parcel and the surrounding lands. Have been in discussion with the applicant. He is understanding of this, and I understand is currently working on completing that as well. The fire chief did have initial concern with a reduction to 1.5 meters for fire suppression to abutting residential, but once it was clarified that the lands to the west are commercially zoned and do have a minimum 6-meter side yard setback, there will be additional space in between proposed buildings and structures, so the fire chief noted that concern is no longer valid. The planning coordinator also noted about the 3-meter easement and also a right-of-way along the rear east boundary of 40 Deer Ridge. AuSable Bayfield Conservation Authority has no concerns, and we received no comments from members of the public. Now, all variances must meet 4 tests. They must be minor, desirable for the lands, and maintain the general intent of the purpose of the zoning bylaw and the official plan for the municipality. A quick review of this application and further details were provided in the report, but the applicant notes the reduction is needed due to the lot configuration, building design, and septic requirements. Residential uses as proposed are permitted in both the official plan and the zoning bylaw, and as noted, the existing setbacks are maintained for the rest of the building and structures as proposed. And due to the budding parcel being a commercial zone and a 6-meter setback, as well as that easement, there should be minimal concerns with a reduction to this side yard. And the lot configuration and the dwellings, you'll note they are staggered from the 3 in the lot, so that'll help add some additional buffering from the surrounding properties and visual impact on the street. For the above reasons, the request for the reduction of 1.5 meters is considered minor and appropriate and meets the intent of the official plan and the zoning bylaw, and it's recommended it be approved with the conditions that were prepared in the planning report. And I'd be happy to answer any questions committee has.
Council, do you have any questions of Sarah? Okay, does the applicant please come forward? Or and state your name for the record, sir?
I'm Larry Otten.
Okay, Larry, is there any, do you have any, are you satisfied with these recommendations?
Yes, it helps just with some of the challenges I was having with the configuration of the lot. I think in the original design, the street frontages was the same on all of the other townhouses in the development. The only problem is the street was on an angle. So it reduced the width of the lots to the point where from a filter bed perspective, it wouldn't fit. And from a design perspective, it was less than desirable. So
So thank you. Is there any questions to the applicant? Council? This is a public meeting. Is there anyone wishing to speak for or against or had concerns?
No one in attendance with comments this evening.
Thank you. The record will show that there was nobody had concerns or issues at this time. Council, there's a recommendations here. Councillor Hessel moves the recommendations from staff. Councillor Walden seconds. Any further discussion, council? Okay, I'm going to call the motion. Oh, this is a recorded one for the record. Okay.
Member Bailey, Member Sangster. Support. Member Harris.
support.
Member Lamport.
Support.
Member Walden.
Support.
Okay.
Support.
Member Hessel.
Support.
Member Groot.
Support.
Member Becker
Support.
and Member Clark.
Support.
That carries.
The motion carries. Is there another motion for, is this, okay, go ahead.
Through your worship, for the effect of public and agency comments, it would be 2A, no public comments were received on the application, so there was no effect. And 4B, comments were received from agencies on the issues of lot grading with reduced side yard. The comments were addressed through conditions.
Okay, a motion, please. Deputy Mayor. Councillor Sangster. All those in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. So, sir, we've done this step. Sarah, we'll continue working with you and our staff, and good luck, and thank you for building here. Take care. Okay, and now we'll adjourn the Committee of Adjustment meeting. Councillor Hessel, second by Councillor Lamport. All those in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. We're now going to move to council agenda. Is that right? Check. And can we just confirm that we did up to approval of agenda and got to consent? Is that okay with the other motions, or would you like to start at the top?
I can confirm that member attendant roll call remains the same as Committee of Adjustment. But if you could do declaration
no,
of
fair
pecuniary
enough.
interest.
Disclosure of pecuniary interests. Seeing none. Approval of agenda as printed. Deputy Mayor, Councillor Lamport, all those in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. We're now at consent agenda 4.1 through to 4.8. Anything wish to speak on this for information or motion? Councillor Harris.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to bring up 4.8 for a resolution.
For resolution? Okay. Thank you. Is there any, we'll deal with that. Anything else for information? I want to bring up, for anyone online and especially our residents over in the corner, but it's open to everyone, I think, is 4.5. There's an online public information center intersection improvements. Highway 21, County Road 83. For those, take note, you have a chance to, have your input, to MTO. Our road manager sent it, I believe, sent it to all council. But you know, this is the time to speak up what your thoughts are. Okay, we now will go then to 4.8. Councillor Harris, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Fellow councilors, the reason I'm requesting that we do a resolution of support for this letter is the government is taking away elected trustees, paid with trustees from the school board. These are local people like you and I that get to say their voice for the people that pay the taxes for the public school sector. And the government wants to eliminate these positions. If you notice in the letter in paragraph 3, it basically is asking for the government to give them a reason, show them the study, show them the evidence of why they came to this decision. It's a very well-written letter, and I'd like to make a motion that the municipality resolves that we support this letter and send it off to other municipalities for more support.
And to the minister and the
And
premier.
yes.
Okay, and our local member of provincial parliament.
Yes, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, there's been a motion. Is there a seconder? Councillor Walden. Any further discussion? I think it's been pretty clear. Okay, all those in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. And the clerk has taken note of that. All right, 5.1 is correspondence. Oh, sorry, you're right. Trying to move too fast here. I need a motion to receive the rest of the reports for information. Councillor Hessel, Councillor Harris, second. All those in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Correspondence for action, 5.1, short-term rental licensing fees. How do we wish to deal with this? Councillor Lamport.
I'll just make a motion that we take it for information.
Okay. Will that be, that information be part of our review of the short-term rental discussions sent there?
It could be, it's limited, but yes.
Okay. Councillor Gooch seconds. Any further discussion? Okay, I'll call the question. All those in favor of this motion? Any opposed? Motion carries. Moving to 6.1, planning. Consent application report, file C33-2025, 17 Chiniquay Street, Bayfield. And I believe Sarah's again on call.
Thank you. Through your worship, I do have a formal presentation if council is interested, but as this is not a public meeting, I can just do a quick summary of this application if there are any questions. So this application did come forward to council back in October 2025. Blue Water Council did defer the application at the time until a servicing allocation bylaw was in place. Since this date, we have started accepting planning applications as of January 5th, 2026. So this application could be brought back forward at this time. It is proposed for a lot creation on a Chiniquay as noted, a severed parcel and a retained parcel. The purposes of infill development in a residential neighborhood for future proposed lot. The severed parcel and retained parcel would both meet the zoning provisions in the zoning bylaw. Servicing and allocation is required for lot creation. So we do understand there is a servicing allocation policy that is currently in the works as well. The upgrades to the plant are expected to come in the summer. So at this time, council could be in a position to recommend approval to Huron County of this application with a condition that the deeds for the lot are not stamped ultimately until servicing allocation is available. Until that, and as well, the policy is in place. So I have had discussions with the applicant. They are aware of this. They did want to move forward with this approach, understanding they have 2 years to complete the conditions and an additional year to then ultimately stamp the deeds. So if the plant is not in operation, if the policy is not there, if allocation's not there, they are aware that this might lapse and they would have to come back and apply again at that time. So it does put that, in a way, it's a holding on the property or the lot creation so that we know development can happen when it's an appropriate time. So I don't know if there are any questions for council, but it would be a recommendation council recommend approval of this one with the conditions attached.
So as the chair, I want to be clear, we could pass a motion tonight to approve this with conditions, and then it's on that track. It doesn't come back to council.
Correct. So your worship, this would next go to county council for decision because it's a disputed severance.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Counselor Hessel moves. Counselor Groot seconds. Any questions with regards to this? I do have one for some clarification, and I will turn to Aaron, I think, on this. We do have a process, it's called a holding for lots to make sure that nobody could buy it tomorrow and then say, where's my service? So is that what this process will be in this?
So, through you, Chair, and I would say no, the holding isn't needed for this because the lot won't be created until there's capacity. So the holding's not needed.
Okay, and you, as you stated, you talked to the Call Flushes and they feel this is okay to do this.
Through your worship, yes, I did talk with both Paul and Dave, and I have email correspondence with them. They do wish to proceed. I think they were going to be on the call. I don't know if Chandra, they are on the call, but they did say, yes, we would like to proceed with this. They are aware of that 2-year condition timeline. And if they cannot meet the final condition, they do understand that the severance would lapse.
So let's work on the assumption that Dave has a good shovel and gets things done this year. Or when do you think you'd have it completed?
Sorry, the plan to the policy.
The policy, sorry.
Yeah, so the policy, through you, your worship, the policy, I'm actually anticipating or I'm hopeful that I'm going to bring it to council actually for council's review next meeting.
Okay, so then if that moves along, then they can probably get the rest of that process of severing it or whatever officially to sell it or whatever they wish to do or build. Okay, obviously, again, subject to the plant being up and running. Okay, thank you. We have a mover and a seconder. Any further questions? Seeing none. All those in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Thank you, staff and Sarah, for moving this along. Development Services, Community Events Declaration. This is one of those things that we talked about trying to streamline and not having to come back all the time. Councillor Hessel moves, Deputy Mayor seconds. Any comments on it? Councillor Lamport.
Just clarification through you, your worship, to Aaron, you have Volksfest on there and I thought they stepped away from our events.
Through you, Chair, that may be correct. I believe it's one that tours around different communities. I believe we talked to them, but at the time of writing the report, we didn't have their answer back yet, so it was included.
Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. Through you, your worship. Yeah, Volksfest is going to host their event this year. They're splitting it between 2 locations, one being Clongregor Square and the other being the Bayfield Agricultural Park.
Thank you.
Okay. So again, with that clarification, it's been moved and seconded. Is there further discussion? Okay, I'm going to call the motion. All those in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Public art monument request 6.22, and Aaron, this is under you, I guess. Is there, you have some comments here?
I do have some notes here, your worship. So through you to council. So this application was received from Leslie Squirrel for the proposed art to be placed in Clongregor Square as per the little map you see in the report there. And Staff reviewed the application against the new public art policy that we have and for completeness, and we believe all the information was there. So we brought it forward for council to consider at this point. Part of this request is part of the request from the applicant is to have the Bayfield Center for the Arts review the installation or review the artwork prior to, as per our policy, Appendix A, right? And the Bayfield Center for the Arts has already conducted a public survey, and the outcomes of those surveys are included in attachment 1 to this report. The sculpture costs will be of the artist and the Center for the Arts, and they have offered a $1,000 endowment, which will to cover any maintenance costs over the years for the sculpture itself. So if council wishes to, there is one motion in here today. If council wishes to have BCA review, they can do that for completeness. Another option is council could review the application themselves and review it as per Appendix A of the policy. And there is a third option, you could host an open house prior to that as well. There is a little bit of cost that I know facilities has had discussions with the Bayfield Center of the Arts and Leslie Squirrel about moving some plants and doing some landscaping. And that would be some cost burdened by the municipality, but it's not a large cost because it's already a garden there that we maintain facilities as indicated. So there's no really additional cost to that. And I'll open up for any questions from council.
Okay, council, I'll go ahead, Council Lamport.
So I've got a few questions for you just to clarify some points. And if you don't mind, I'll just start into them through you, your worship. One being in the report, I think it's under your statements or your staff statements, Aaron, talks about a small chain fence. Is that related to during the build, or is that actually something that's going around it? Oh, sorry, is it yours? Okay.
Yeah, thank you through you, your worship. It's a small, just a very small short fence to delineate the sculpture from the pathway. It is a raised bed, but just to prevent, we see children walking up into the gardens all the time. So just adding one more delineation factor, it would be very similar to what you would see around the cenotaph in Clan-Gregor. And the image in the document actually does just kind of display what that would look like, I believe. Closer to the
It shows a rope fence. Is that
Yes.
what the same? Okay.
Yeah.
It's one and the same.
Yes.
Okay, that's what I was clarifying.
Okay.
I should add that in. Okay, thank you. Can I ask again? Sure. The second one was a little bit of a concern. So is the 14 feet. It's 14 feet high. I have this, the cenotaph sits around 12 feet, 11 feet. I don't know exactly, but it's, well, is it 12? You know that? Okay. And I have a concern that this item is going to be bigger than the cenotaph. And that's in my belief that the cenotaph is really representative of why we even have Clan-Gregor Square. So I have a concern about the size of the actual project and the height. I don't want it to overbear the cenotaph. So that's a concern I have. The second one is the design kind of creates a bit of a climbing thing for kids, which is what I know you're saying about the fence. So if that could be brought into both concerns as to, mind you, you could make it 9 feet and it still is a little bit high. So just kind of expressing what I see as concerns. And the final one that I have a note on is just, there's an acknowledgement for the Indigenous people's land, yet the project has nothing to do with that. And I'm not sure the need or the requirement for us to have that on a plaque. And I don't want to set precedent. We make acknowledgements within the municipality, which is good. But I don't know about putting it on plaques as something that's not directly related to an Indigenous project, which they've said it's not. It's related to Bayfield and the purpose of Bayfield and the fishing community. So I'm not sure about that being there, because if you looked at, and I want to say further, say in 5 to 10 years, we build a community center at the arena and we put a commemorative plaque to that. Do we put the statement to the indigenous people in the indigenous land. So it's just, I'm asking more of a question versus saying no, but I just kind of want to get that, whether that's something we should be doing on all plaques, et cetera.
Okay, Counselor Sangster, go ahead. Any thoughts?
Thank you. To what Councillor Lamport's saying, I would agree. It's about the history of Bayfield's marina and sea, like lake area, not about the Indigenous history. Yes, it's there, but that goes on the community center, where this is about the history of Bayfield's settlers and the people that settled there and the 150 years.
Okay, Deputy Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I agree also with Councilor Lamport's. One other comment. I don't think $1,000 is enough coming forward. There's going to be maintenance to this location down the road, and $1,000 doesn't have to come from the taxpayers of Blue Water. This is an endeavor of a group from Bayfield that wants this. They either put up enough money on the table to maintain this for the future. I don't know where we have to go to squeeze, or if they do some fundraising, that's fine and dandy, but they should put some money up there because it's going to take maintenance, and with the dangers of the climbing aspect, who's going to be liable?
Okay, if I can, or go ahead, Counselor, and then I'll maybe give some direction. I was just, I know I was talking to the counselor this morning or yesterday about this particular issue, but go ahead.
Actually, my question was almost similar to the deputies. And all I kept thinking was possibly if we are putting another structure on municipal property, do we have to contact our insurance company? Is it become more of a liability, and will we be charged more for this structure?
Okay, all good points. I'm gonna, if Counselor Whetstone is the rep for Bayfield, and tonight he's doing a great thing on our behalf and this evening and couldn't make it here, but he too did some digging, and I think what we need to do tonight, and this is my call or my thought for direction, that we defer this back to the committee with the concerns that are noted here about height and a number of the points that I think you've been hearing, and have them then think about that and then come back to council. Okay, can that be general enough and clear enough? Councillor Lamport?
Yes, and I forgot to mention what I was going to say was also, I think the way it was written is whether it comes back to council or this other group approves stuff. And I like the idea it comes back to us to get
Yes,
another look at this and see
that's
what's
another
going
note
on.
you can put on there. So, but about to defer, I'm not prepared to make a motion here that this is what I would want to go forward. I'm hearing you, and my sense is that maybe the committee might want to do some rethinking too. Councillor Groot?
Okay, thanks, Mr. Mayor. Do we have to make a motion to defer it? And I will.
Well, I'd give direction that goes back to the committee,
Yes.
to the group with the concerns that were noted here, and see if they can put it in their plan for next time they come to council.
Yep, I would like to make that motion.
Councillor Lamport seconds.
Do you want me to, I just want to confirm the notes I heard, right? So size, height, climbability, the wording on the signage, we'll say. The endowment is insufficient, and we'll look at the insurance cost as well. I think that sums up everybody's comments, right? Okay.
And there may be some other issues that come up as the community talks about it too. I haven't had a lot of feedback from the community, but Councillor Whetstone was talking to some, and I'm going to make it clear. Councillor Hassel?
I think it's maybe good to note just one of the other concerns outside of the climbability of the height is just that how it might obstruct one of our current the memorial
Well, yeah, for sure. It can't be higher.
Yeah.
That is not gonna work. Okay, do you have a motion to read that?
The council defer consideration of this report to a future meeting and direct staff to take the report back to the applicant with the concerns noted.
Okay. It's been Counselor Groot and seconded by Counselor Lamport. Thank you. All those in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Public Works, request for proposal award covered salt sand structure. There's a recommendation here. Is there anyone willing to move? Counselor Walden, Counselor Harris for discussion? For the first one, if we need all separate. Okay, sorry. Number one.
Sorry, just if I may step in really quickly as well. As noted in, sorry, I just wanted to make note of in the first recommendation, it identifies $459,000 even. And in the financial financial component of the report, it identifies an additional $900. That additional $900 is correct. So the value would need to be corrected to 4,500, sorry, 400. My apologies, $459,900.
Was me?
Yeah, that's okay. I apologize. Yeah, and I apologize for the error in the report, council.
Well, at least it was 900 and you weren't out 450.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so the actual motion is $459,900.
Correct.
The mover and seconder carry that motion. Any discussion on that part? Counselor Groot.
Thanks, Mr. Mayor. I actually have a quick question for Dave. I had a look in there, more out of interest for myself. How many tons does this building hold? And how many tons would we go through annually, and how do the two compare?
So the project or the building itself holds approximately 2,500 ton. And we go through approximately around 2,000, 2,100, depending on the season, is generally the amount that we're holding or that we're using. I apologize.
Okay, so it'll hold a full year's product.
Yeah, a full typical year's product. Yes.
Thanks.
The one that we're taking down, did it hold a full year's product more or less?
If we had material out the front of it, it would. But it was right out the end. So
this one is actually going to be more inside and, okay. All right. Everybody understands. Councilor Lamport, go ahead.
So a couple other questions. I'm not sure if they actually relate to this particular recommendation, but it's all in one. Do we have to, is there a decommissioning of the old one, cost associated? And then the next question would be, is that property surplus after we're done?
Through you, your worship. So we will effectively be taking down the structure ourselves. So there will be costs associated with it, but it's internal costs to do so. And then ultimately it would be council's decision as to whether the property could be declared surplus. The two things that I will note at this time relative to that property that's in place right now are the green waste facility that is there at that location. And then additionally, right now, there is actually a water well that services 3 other properties, not including that one at that location. I'm hopeful that that will be addressed by this summer, but that currently is in place as well.
Thank you.
Okay, and we talked, the salt shed is basically a coverall with cement blocks, so that's pretty easy to take down. I thought maybe the question would be the actual original building that's there. That won't take much maybe to knock it down, but there will be, are you also planning on doing that in-house? Or when are you planning to take it down?
Yeah, so once we have our facility online here, and then we'll make a determination as to what would be appropriate to happen with that building itself specifically. to your comment, your worship, it would not be an overly challenging building to take down and is likely that we would take it down ourselves.
That would be one of the things that would be about it if it is declared surplus. You mentioned a couple other, but that
Right.
would be
Yep.
another
Yes.
issue.
Yep.
Okay, maybe a new owner might want it, who knows? Okay, but good to talk about it. It is over budget a bit, but you've seen how that we were able to make that work. We, just for the record, we did have a few things that came substantially below but this one here didn't happen. Councillor Groot?
Sorry, one more question. So it's a little bit different configuration building to what we have today. Do we have enough equipment to fill it?
Through you, your worship. In the past, we've either used an excavator to fill the dome that's actually currently there, or we've actually rented the county stacker to fill it as well. And this would be filled in the same manner.
Okay. Thank you. No, good point. Alrighty, there's been moved and seconded. Ready to call the motion? All those in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Obviously, the second two better follow, I guess. Amend the budget. Is our mover, Councillor Walden, seconded by Councillor Groot, to amend the budget to increase the capital of the new sand storage structure. Does this number 482,853.03, is that correct? Just for the record.
It is correct. It
Thank
has
you.
been verified. Yep.
Just the way my night's been going, I thought I better ask. Okay, all those in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. And then finally, council direct the treasurer to fund the shortfall. And it shows here where it's going to come from at this time. Councillor Walden, seconded by Deputy Mayor. All those in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Moving along here to our active. Here's my agenda. Second one, active transportation. And there's a recommendation here, separate motions again.
Councillor Harrison moved the first recommendation.
Okay, Councillor Harris, seconded by Councillor Lamport. Any discussion? All those in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. And then number two, Deputy Mayor and Councillor Walden. Any discussion on this? Councillor Harris, go ahead.
Thank you for the report, Dave. It's exciting to possibly get some new money for new sidewalks. Must have been tough to try and pick and choose which ones you wanted to do. And hopefully we can do a few every year from here on out. That'd be nice.
Okay, ready to call the motion? All those in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. ICI Recycling Collection Review. And there's a motion here to receive, accept the title collection, but you're looking for a draft resolution here, Councillor Harris?
Well, in the report, it states that really don't have a whole lot of answers other than what we were given by Michelle Courtney. Staff have reached out without response. And I believe in the report, it states that once we have that response, then another report may come to council. So I guess we have to accept this for information as of right now.
Okay. We do have options on the table, though. That's where I was getting.
Oh, it says and.
Were you?
Yep, if you would like me
Go
to
ahead.
jump. Yeah, I was gonna say through you, your worship. So to Councillor Harris's comment, yes, it is anticipated that we will bring another report if and when we do hear from Roma. I do hope to hear from them. There will be additional information regardless that needs to be brought forward with respect to some of the financials, but there is the other piece that was part of the resolution of the night when Michelle Courtney from BRA was here that had stated to create a draft resolution, and that has been included as part of the report tonight. If council wishes or would like to make changes to that resolution, but part of there is a resolution that staff have drafted as well at council's request as well.
Okay. So with regards to the first, this recommendation, Council Harris, and it was Councillor Walden second? No, it was Councillor.
I'll second. I just need clarification.
We're endorsing.
We're endorsing the whole thing, right? We're
doing-
accepting for information and we're endorsing the draft resolutions, right? Is that the plan here? Because that's what I'm seconding. Okay.
It's the recommendation that's on the table.
That works. Yeah.
Yep.
There is details of motions that we made up to, but
Yeah.
yes. Okay, we're doing both at the same time in this motion. Okay, council? All right. Without any further ado, I'm gonna call the question. All those in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Corporate Services Drainage Superintendent appointment. Chandra, we have a bylaw here. As you know, we worked with our other community of Central Huron. Go ahead.
Sure. No, we were excited to welcome Andy Kester on last Monday, March 9th. He started with us as drainage superintendent for Blue Water, and we're sharing him with Central Huron. He has worked for OMAF for 25 years, primarily with municipal drains and a lot of the different processes that we do, but just from another perspective. So we're excited to have him on the ground with us, and things have been going really well so far.
Deputy Mayor moves, Councillor Groot seconds. Any further discussion or comment?
Just glad we could acquire somebody with this knowledge. His background has been great over the years working with Andy here in Blue Water. Thanks, Chandra.
Okay. All right, all ready for the motion to be called then? All those in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Facilities. Go ahead. There's a recommendation here, but do you have any comments? Want to start? Heritage Hall. Been a lot of discussion over time. I'll look to our councillor from Hensel. Do you wish to open up comments or suggestions?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Mayor, and thank you, Maggie, for the report. So it was very well written, and it's unfortunate that it's really hard to come up with a solution for this building. Not so much building, but the upper portion of the building, the upper Heritage Hall. In the report, the state staff has spent lots of time trying to figure out what to do with this, how to make it maybe run and less in the red. It is at a state now where it needs some renovation, it needs some installation. It's bleeding right now, to be honest with you. So I read the report multiple times. Now my interest is leaning towards option 6, which would be looking at the sale of the building. There are additional ways that we could possibly keep the library. So as opposed to the recommendation in the agenda, I'm going to probably make a motion. But if anybody wants to make comment before I do that, then I'd be willing to listen to it.
Well, I think we've talked about it a lot, and go ahead, Councillor Hessel. Do you have a comment?
So I just want to be clear. Is the councillor from Hensel, is he giving us another option? Or are you talking about option 6?
Going to talk.
Okay, sorry. It sounded like you might be bringing another option. I'd rather hear that before I asked other questions.
No, so the recommendation basically is for direction, or it's asking for an option to go with. I'm going to be making a motion to ask for more information.
On option 6? Oh. Okay. Why don't you make your motion and we'll see if it's second and then we'll have the discussion. So clarify your motion, please. Bring your microphone. Thank you.
So in a nutshell, it would be that council directs staff to report back on option 6 as outlined in the updated ROE of 4 Upper Heritage Hall report. Being an option to explore disposition and relocation of municipal uses. It's Maggie and I had a conversation, so I laid out a bunch of details. This is basically to bring back a report of what it would look like if we were to sell, whether or not we would lose municipal parking spaces, what we would have to, if we would have to severance any portion of municipal property over to accommodate the sale, whether or not we would have to lease the portion of the property back from the person that sells it to accommodate the public library, whether or not we would still have the bay. There's so much. So basically what I want to know is what a sale would look like at this point. I'm not saying sell it. I'm saying what would that look like?
Okay. And there'll be more discussion, but that's the motion. Is there a seconder for the motion for discussion? Councillor Lamport. So further to that, is there any further comments? I do have to have one. You talked about it a little bit earlier. In here, it talks about that we'd be relocating. Are you looking at as part of this recommendation, exploring that they consider the option of leaving the library in the building? Do you want that to be part of that discussion?
Yes, Mr. Mayor. Actually, I have spoken with the manager of facilities about that. And there are options in the report that states that there could be the possibility of keeping the library right where it is. That is 100% the intention, is to look at that option.
Okay, but we need to get it on the record though, because I didn't hear that in your motion. I just want to be clear. Okay, all right. No, it's on the record. Very good. And again, this is from my perspective, it's about exploring this option. Okay, and then report come back. Okay. Any further comments, questions? Ready to call the motion? Okay, all those in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Thank you to the staff for working on that, and Councillor for taking your time to look into it. And we'll be looking into it some more, that's for sure. We are now at Community Garden License Agreement, 2nd Jane Bayfield. There's a recommendation here. Anyone wish to move it? Councillor Hessel, Councillor Lamport, discussion on the motion. Everyone's read it. You're satisfied? Get on with it. Okay. All those in favor, I'm going to call the motion. Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. And thank you for taking the time to come out tonight. All right. And Maggie for your hard work on this and all the staff. Okay. Good luck. Right now there's moisture. All right. Finance. We're at 6.6. Cemetery Scotia Trust resignation as trustee. She has a recommendation here. I've talked to her. She's done a lot of work in this, but is somebody wish to have any further questions to her at this time? Well, we'll move the motion. You're seconded, sir, and then you can call a question. Moved by deputy and second. Okay, now go ahead and ask your question.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Through you to Maggie. I spoke with Chandra on this. We have a number of cemeteries that we look after right now, municipality does. And getting this Bank Montreal to be the trustee, is that correct? Everyone knows of that?
The municipality would be the trustee and then the bank account would be with the Bank of Montreal.
Okay, and I have a question pertains to our Baird Cemetery in Blue Water. Can the municipality be the trustee for Baird Cemetery to do this?
It's my understanding from the regulation that would be possible if that was council's direction.
So at another meeting, I could put a notice of motion and ask us to bring that, discuss it. Because right now, we're in everybody's for all of you, understand Scotiabank dropping this is a big problem for all cemetery operators.
Yeah, I'm on one too.
Yeah.
As a,
And so
from a church.
we have other options we're looking at, but this Bank Montreal, if it worked, we don't yet have that option. So I would like to discuss it at council, whether to bring it back at another time to see if we can get some
What?
information.
Well, yeah, why don't you, first we'll deal with this.
Yeah.
It's a good, and you talk to May, our treasurer, and then see if there's something comes back to council. Okay?
Okay, I have reached out, but it was very short notice. I've sent emails out asking the question prior to.
Oh, you need a direction from us to work with her. I get it. Yeah. Can we do that tonight? Or
A
not?
request would need to be made from the cemetery board to council, and then council would need to make that decision.
That's fine. Just, I would like to explore this possibility. We may take a different path, but there's hundreds and hundreds of $1,000s tied up, or millions probably. And we need to get some resolution. And if it can be done without a problem or with a fee, I'd like to look into it.
Okay, well, May, do you deal with Maggie on that process? Thank you. Okay, on this motion, any concerns, any ideas? Willing to go ahead? All right, all those in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. And we're now at councilors' announcements. Is there any councilors' announcements at this time? Seeing none, there was no new business on our agenda. We had 2 times to get through that. Confirmation bylaw. Councillor Hessel, Councillor Lamport, confirmatory bylaw 22-2026, March 16th. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. I need a motion to adjourn. Councillor Harris, Councillor Sangster. All those in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries.